Today, Body-Culinary prioritizes sleep, water, exercise, and the importance of resolving toxic relationships instead of only focusing on food. Make sure you subscribe below.
Greetings, this is Body-Culinary, the early day, just sharing and reflection. It was about 6, I'm about to get my early day movement on. Already did some elimination from last night. I already had had a nice big glass of water. I could have stayed on the computer all night, but I decided instead to make sure that I just got into bed by 10. And recently, staying up late all night, I wasn't sure if I could even go to sleep at 10, but obviously my body needed it, so I did go to sleep at 10 and woke up at 5. And prioritizing sleep, drinking good amounts of water, good amounts of big glasses of water to stay hydrated. Sleep and water and movement, not just primarily for how you look, but for a release and for a sweat and to get your muscles in your body lubricated and for your mood first before vanity. Those are things that we can prioritize to feel better. And at this early day, usually my mind is extremely clear, in the early day, usually around 4 o'clock. I call it the power hour. And just contemplating, and always have being in the food, the healthy food in particular, and fitness business. I wonder why so many people can't, quote unquote, lose weight or change certain habits, or they're always trying to lose weight, spending thousands and thousands of dollars as trainer, for personal training sessions and for diets. So I've worked in the industry for many years. Been trained professionally as a chef, and my family has a history of obesity. I'm sure I would have been going on the road to obesity had I not realized early on from leaving high school that there were certain patterns, and I made conscious efforts after leaving high school to change my food. But it's a pattern that I see, and I saw this once with one client. Sometimes it's easier to see people outside of you than to see your you. So that's where human beings can be very, very extremely helpful in seeing your blind spots, right? They're a blind spot for a reason. But once I had someone looking fantastic. Eventually she was looking fantastic. She had lost a lot of weight. But when she would come to me every day for sessions, and things that she would say and complain about, I realized that no matter how much money this person spent, she was stuck for a long time in a place. Because I was thinking, every day she has to go home to an unhealthy situation, a volatile situation, volatile emotionally. When you have to go home, if you're trying to stop drinking, let's be straight, and you're going home to somebody who used to be a drinking buddy, but now you don't drink anymore, and that's how you bonded. Or you're going home to somebody that smokes. They used to smoke together, smoke cigarettes, and now you no longer smoke, so y'all don't take your cigarette breaks outside together. Or, and this is more clients, you're obese, and you have different things in your body failing you, but you're going home to someone where emotionally one of the things that you got pleasure out of was sitting down and watching the movies and just going to town on ice cream and junk foods and things that contribute to the diabetes or to the obesity. And your partner may say, even pay for the sessions, your training sessions. Your partner may pay for the training sessions, say they want you to change, but they may get irritated and upset when you really don't want to engage in the activities you used to bond on. Let's say if you used to smoke weed or do any kind of substance abuse, and you no longer want to go around those friends when they're doing that. But you may realize that's a lot of how you spent your time and bonding, and you don't want to numb out with certain substances, or you don't go to certain substances for pleasure. And if it becomes an irritation or a reason for argument, or if you have a lot of stress at home, unless you get to a point where you can really experience the release and the benefit of drinking lots of water and going to bed at 9 or 10 if you can, going to bed at a regular hour, having some kind of structure and order for your sleep and your water and your movement session, your vigorous, joyous movement session. If you have to keep engaging in toxic behavior and toxic habits, it's like taking 2 or 3 steps forward and the same amount of steps back sometimes. Because that's a form of consumption. People are so focused on the physical food, and I've had for years people, I want to fit into a dress, and most of the time it never lasts. When I worked at a holistic health center, I didn't see most people maintain eating fresh food. People might do a juice fast or detox in terms of changing their food for 21 days, and then they would go right back because they were looking at gourmet or junk food or even health junk food as their source of pleasure. I don't usually see people equate being rested with pleasure, or having moved and sweat in a sense of personal accomplishment and what you're able to do with your body as a sense of pleasure. Feeling hydrated and feeling clear as a sense of pleasure. These are very basic things. And I just wanted to share, that's what a big part of what Body-Culinary is about. The food is delicious. The food is it's meant to be delicious. But there's a point where we can be simple, and I think it's important to experience the simplicity of food and what we really need. In order to know how much and what kind of food you really need, it's important to be rested and to be hydrated, and to do some movement, so you don't keep trying to replace the feelings and the physical sensations that gives you with food, if this makes sense to you. You're trying to get full and get a feeling from food. Let me know down in the comments, have you ever eaten some food that was delicious, in your mind you was like, this is not it. Okay, I want something sweet. Okay, I want something salty. Okay, you're eating some good food, but like, but that's not it. Have you ever been aware, like, that's not it. That's what I'm not looking. That's not what I'm looking for. You could be present to your eating, but that's not what you're looking for. It's a satisfaction. It's something that you're looking to experience. And even though the food is pleasurable, that's not what it's giving. And I invite you all to just reflect on, it's a peace. It's a calm. It's a sense of joy and accomplishment that we may be looking for that doesn't have anything to do with food. However, eating food that doesn't dehydrate you, that doesn't leave toxic waste on your waistline, that does not weigh you down, is critical, because if you don't have the fuel and the brain power, you don't have the stuff to get your brain to make good decisions. So just want to reflect on that, the sleep and being hydrated with enough fresh living water, also water from your fruits and vegetables, but water, sleep, and vigorous, joyous movement, dance, being out in the garden. It's not all about vanity. It can make your body temple look good and preserve it to a certain degree and keep it toned, but that's not the reason. It's a peace and a fulfillment. That takes precedence over gourmet. And when you're well rested and hydrated, and you've got some vigorous, joyous movement, you can make better decisions. It takes precedence over all the gourmet, right? So we don't keep deflecting to everything's about the food. I mean, how long? I love the food, but how long are we going to keep talking about food and not deal with personal responsibility? It's our responsibility. Some basic things are quite simple, but they require and they require work. And the work is not something for us to dread. We're not associating pleasure with the rest, with not having a whole lot of additional excessive weight, unhealthy weight that we don't need. And we're not trusting that the body is intelligent enough to fall to its own natural weight just when we stop putting toxic substances in. So please, if you got value from this video, please comment. I'd love to hear your comments. Share your thoughts and your reflections, comment, and subscribe to Body-Culinary.com. Check out the unprocessed food hauls, because I'm very passionate about the excuses that we use, and we'll be getting our own way from getting healthy. Usually taste, expense, and time. And I just want to add joy in there. We want to add some joy so that these things become pleasurable. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel. and go through the video log. Please check out Sister Butterfly and Sister Monkey, Learn to Eat Better, that puppet series, and share this video on your Facebook with somebody you know who could get some value. So I'm off to go do my movement and create a great day.